10 Facts about Volterra Psychiatric Hospital. 1. Eerie isolation. The hospital is situated on a remote hill overlooking the town of Volterra, creating an isolated and eerie atmosphere that adds to its haunting reputation. 2. Centuries-old origins. The hospital has a long history, dating back to the 13th century when it was initially established as a monastery. It was later repurposed as a mental institution in the 1800s. 3. Overcrowding and neglect. Like many psychiatric institutions of its time, Ospedale Psichiatrico di Volterra faced severe overcrowding and neglect, leading to inhumane living conditions for its patients. 4. Controversial treatments. The hospital employed controversial treatments, including electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, and lobotomies, which were administered without the informed consent of patients. 5. Patient mistreatment. Reports of patient abuse, including physical and emotional mistreatment, were common, raising concerns about the quality of care provided. 6. Decaying structures. The abandoned buildings of the hospital have deteriorated over the years, creating a haunting and unsettling environment for those who venture inside. 7. Urban exploration. Ospedale Psichiatrico di Volterra has become a popular destination for urban explorers, who seek to experience its eerie and decaying atmosphere. 8. Paranormal activity. Many visitors and urban explorers have reported paranormal activity and ghostly encounters within the hospital's abandoned buildings, further fueling its haunted reputation. 9. Closed and abandoned. The hospital officially closed in 1978, marking the end of its dark history as a mental institution. 10. Cultural significance. Ospedale Psichiatrico di Volterra has been featured in various films, books, and documentaries, solidifying its place in popular culture as a symbol of the troubling history of psychiatric care in the past. One significant event in the history of Ospedale Psichiatrico di Volterra occurred in the mid-20th century when the institution faced increasing scrutiny and investigations regarding its deplorable conditions and mistreatment of patients. This event ultimately contributed to reforms in Italy's mental healthcare system. In the 1960s and 1970s, reports of inhumane living conditions, patient abuse, and neglect within the hospital began to surface. Advocacy groups, concerned citizens, and journalists exposed the horrifying reality of life for the patients at Volterra Psychiatric Hospital. One of the most pivotal moments came in 1971 when the Italian documentary Hospital, by director Frederick Wiseman, was released. The documentary provided a stark and unflinching look inside the hospital, showcasing the overcrowded, unsanitary, and abusive conditions patients endured. It shocked both the public and policymakers. The outrage and public outcry sparked by the documentary, along with other investigations and advocacy efforts, led to significant reforms in Italy's mental health care system. The government began to transition from the large, isolated psychiatric hospitals like Volterra toward a more community-based approach to mental health care, emphasizing humane treatment and rehabilitation. This event at Ospedale Psichiatrico di Volterra serves as a poignant reminder of the power of media and advocacy in exposing institutional abuse and driving positive change in mental health care practices. It marked a turning point in Italy's approach to caring for individuals with mental illnesses, focusing on their well-being and dignity.